Yo, 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 what's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. I'm gonna give y'all some time to tune in case these notifications ain't go out. Keith, what's going on, my guy? Happy Saturday, my guy. Happy Saturday. First things first, you already know. Hopefully, everybody having a blessed and productive Saturday. Hopefully, everybody is smoothly keeping themselves safe overall, weather-wise, and just all in all. For some, it's the weather. Make sure you keeping yourself cool and hydrated because the heat definitely about to start kicking in for a lot of y'all. For those in the city, the weather been kind of iffy, but nonetheless still good. Still keep a spare umbrella just in case, but hopefully everybody is preparing themselves for this quote unquote holiday weekend. Hopefully again y'all doing the bare minimum without doing too much. Sticks, what's going on, my guy? What's going on? I know a lot of y'all, if you're not gonna be working, you're gonna be out and about. So again, make sure you keeping yourself, visual as all times. Yeah. You know how the holiday weekends get. And it's something that's happening all around basically. You know, just try to keep your surroundings as safe as possible. I'm good, my guy. Enjoying this Saturday off. Uh Thinking about going out later, but for right now the weather is kind of confusing. Uh, but yeah, just had to come in here on this Saturday. I had to come in here and speak to the people real quick. Y'all know how I get. Um, Especially again, it's more like a awareness for a lot of people this weekend. Again, I know a lot of y'all probably going to be traveling if you're not already traveling. Um, for those on the road traveling this weekend, try to make sure you gas tank full. And again, just make sure you taking the necessary steps when traveling. If you got to make your pit stops, especially if you know you tired, make your pit stops. Do what's necessary, man. Um, Safety protocol for everybody basically this weekend is again just try to enjoy all the moments that you can enjoy, and you know have love for one another if you're over here doing what you're doing. Hood, what's going on, my guy? Breeze, what's going on, my guy? Appreciate everybody that tuned in for the last conversation that we was having up in here. It was light and brief to a degree, but nonetheless it was needed. Um those that missed it, y'all could catch the replay. I ain't gonna be too crazy on here because it is a holiday weekend for a lot of y'all. That damn it. But I did want to get one or two things out, and especially for those who are quote unquote supposed to be trying to do content creation, not just here but on other platforms. I'm going to speak to some of y'all who might be married or in a relationship or pursuing one. Uh, yeah, London, baby. One thing I am going to say is something that I've noticed, and I know a lot of people have noticed it. Some people have spoken about it, and you're starting to realize that this is really, it's really truthful now. There's some of y'all who will blatantly disrespect or try to do the utmost to your significant other for some clicks and views. I don't think that's a good thing at all, for real, because it should always be boundaries set, and it should be a respect level. Period. Um, there's some of y'all who are wondering why your relationships or your marriages are failing. And this is one reason why. You don't try to belittle your partner, regardless to what's going on. And I'm gonna say that on either end. it's sad because like when you look at it, it's like how much respect are you expecting from somebody if you can't give that back? I know some of y'all was talking about uh the Remy and Pap situation. I'm not going to delve deep into it. I really don't even want to talk about it because it kind of goes back to what I'm saying right now. There's some of y'all who are blatantly just putting things out there that shouldn't be out there. And then you wonder why, people have views and opinions, or you wonder why you're always going to get some form of judgment there. And it's because some of the things you don't really need to bring out there. If you've been with somebody this damn long or been with somebody long enough, the one thing y'all both should remember is just respecting each other even after everything is said and done. That's the only small part I can say about that situation. It's some things that just don't need to come out. And not to be funny, some things you try to bring out, it will still look bad on you. Because again, it's supposed to be a respect level, regardless if y'all could work through it or not. But I'm speaking on behalf of, I'm speaking on behalf of those good men out there who, I'm sorry to say, go through it, just like with some of the good women out there. Hence why I said, for some of y'all, you're doing things for clicks, views, and content, but at what cost? It's crazy. Sky, what's going on, my guy? No, that's on both angles, though, Breeze. I mean, to be quite honest, I mean, it don't matter. Some of y'all doing things, like even down to the pranks. I believe one or two couples probably, as of recently, either broke up with each other or divorced because of certain things you're doing. As far as, I granted, you wanna grow and build and do what's necessary. All right, cool. If that's what you feel you and your significant other are going to do, if you both agree to it, cool. But the one thing you should never agree to is total disrespect. And there's some of y'all who are doing the things that, again, are damaging relationships now. You're not respecting each other. You're not communicating with each other. And then, some of y'all holding resentments. Man, listen, you be lucky to find somebody that's close to, or if anything, you know, bring in some form of substance into your life. Why mess yourself up? Because again, y'all can't communicate. If any time, there's certain things you're not happy with, you speak up. And recently, you've been seeing this in certain fields of this quote unquote social media world. Some people are just not having that. Like, nah, you're not going to be disrespecting. You're not going to be doing this. And if I feel you post this up, guess what? You won't have hell to pay for it. It really should be boundaries and respect when it comes to that. And again, some things just don't need to be televised to the world. Like, keep certain things under wraps and keep certain things private. But the one thing when I was talking about the disrespect, look here, don't try to belittle your partner. Don't try to, put them in a square box. Again, you should have the ultimate respect, because if you don't want to be disrespected, you got to think about your partner. And again, you got some of y'all who are finding out the hard way. You got some people who really don't want to be broadcasted anyway, just for specific reasons. And sometimes it could work against you. Why? Because again, now, prime example, you did something, your husband ain't agreeing with it, but you're recording it still. You got to think about it. It could end up real bad if that person definitely says something that you need, like a reality check. And some people are catching those reality checks. Like, don't forget this part. Just because you might be doing this, don't mean you still ain't supposed to have boundaries. Don't do that. It's not a good look. And then what are you presenting to the people out there? There's some of y'all who are presenting this thing that again, uh, you gotta be disrespectful on all cylinders to keep somebody. Or you think you're gonna be able to do that and that person don't just decide enough is enough. That's why I said communication is a must. Fellas, if you know you ain't feeling the type of way about certain things, speak your mind like you're supposed to. I would say the same thing for you ladies too. You know, speak your mind when you know the time is right. Speak your mind when you know certain things are wrong. But again, it's some things that should just never be presented. You know, serious baby. I already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. But yeah, you know, you get tired of that. Um, you know, because again, in the long run, these is things that you can't get rid of. When you do certain things like that, guess what? And it's already live or it's already to the world. You can't take none of that back. You can't. So you did something that would be deemed as a disrespect and violation, and it gets posted up. What you think the people gonna say? Some of these people gonna look at you like, "Nah, you bugging." But if some of them, if they don't have full context on the whole situation, some people really just going off of speculation and hearsay. And how they said the public opinion. That's it. You know, but again, there are some things that you should just keep to yourself. And don't try to do the disrespectful tactics when you got somebody that's in your corner, you know? Cool gamer, what's going on? Chill Will Crew, baby. You know, again, it's about the boundaries more than anything. You know, if you don't set them, you know, people are not gonna respect it or they're gonna try to walk over you. But when you stand firm on everything, to you tend to put yourself where you need to put yourself. You know, but again, respect each other. Like again, there's some of you men and women out there who are setting up cameras and doing certain things, and then guess what? It don't look good on your end. And the one thing I hate is, I'm sorry, hate is a strong word, but I'm starting to see that. That's the one thing I do hate. The one thing I hate. And I see a lot of y'all doing is again, y'all not caring about nothing but the click and the view. I don't care if this completely damages your relationship. You don't care if it completely tarnishes or damages your image. And it's sad. You know, if you're in a great relationship with a supportive person, even if they decide they want to help you with certain aspects of doing whatever, cool. But there are certain things you're supposed to keep to a bare minimum. And I believe some of these reasons why, another reason why some of these relationships is failing too. I didn't forget about it, but it is. You know, some of it is mental health. That's why I said for some of y'all, you have to be careful and you know who you decide to deal with. You got to check for their mental status in certain scenarios because for some of them, what they deem as right or deem as normal behavior is not normal behavior. Or sometimes, you know, just they gonna see things way, way differently than the most normal people would. You know, some people will go off the deep end, like I said, you know, and it could turn into an even more dangerous scenario. Um, like I said, gotta check somebody's mental health status and definitely make sure that they are fully on board. Because even in that scenario right there, prime example, you might have done something to somebody, you put that out there, and they could go off the deep end. They could completely go ballistic. BMW, what's going on, my guy? And I think that is crazy again that there's some of y'all who are willing to create and cause that much damage into your scenarios. Again, just for a click, just for a view, just for a like. Or, for some of y'all, you trying to, build your channels the best way. And the ones who are doing it the honest way or just doing it the authentic way, salutes to you. It might be hard at first, but if you know what you're going to get yourself into, if this is what you're going to do with your significant other, uh, cool. You know what you bring in, you know what not to bring, you know, you keeping the old traditions how it's supposed to be. Because not everything need to be announced. Juice, baby. I'm good, sis. I'm good. You know what I mean? Enjoying this Saturday off. I had to come in here and speak to the people, at least for a little bit. I gotta give y'all some good old vibes though for the rest of. But yeah, you see certain scenarios now where you got people crying. Yeah, I did this, and I'm getting divorced. Like one woman came on here and tried to say what she is not going to do in her marriage or what she don't do, and that went viral. Everything that she said is the main reason why she's divorced now. There's some of y'all that think that you're gonna say and do whatever, especially with your significant, even if your significant other ain't too familiar with social media. Don't think the word don't get out at some point, you know, or don't think that at some point they don't end up seeing that. You forgot if they working, they have if you got co-workers or if they got people that are sub to your channel, all it takes is that one thing, one slip up. She was like, well, that was a slip up. I'm not willing to do this. He knows I'm not doing this, and he knows I'm not. Well, you basically just lost a good person. And it'll be, how you say, uh uphill battle trying to gain something better or trying to gain something like you previously had once you realize you've made the mistake. Again, watch yourselves because you wouldn't want to be put out there like that in any way or any manner. It's like, what are you willing to keep sacred and what are you willing to do, just again keep everything intact. Now again, I've seen some couples and some married couples doing content together, and they content is not the stuff that you are starting to see now. That's why I said salute and respect to those who are keeping it the proper way. Even if this is something you feel you both want to do and you gonna support each other in it, it should never be no form of disrespect. You know, again, keep certain things under wraps. Like I said, your bedroom business don't need to be out there. Whatever it is you do behind closed doors that don't need to be presented on anywhere that you are presenting yourselves at, keep it off there. Again, solid respect. Because if you respect your significant other that much, like you respect yourself, you won't allow yourself to be put in that position. But this is what I'm saying. In certain instances, it does, with those scenarios, you get some of that is mental health. Because again, something got to be wrong with you if you think that's the best way to keep somebody. Again, you are supposed to vet out the people that you are placing in your life. Like I said, I understand for some, the social media route is not so much as just another passive income for you, but this is something that you feel like you want to make a difference on, or this is something that you want to create and open up other doors to different venues. I get that. But again, if you know you either in a committed relationship, engaged in marriage, keep certain things out of the content. Like certain private things, keep it out of it. There is some things that maybe your partner might not want to discuss, or maybe it's certain things your partner don't want out there right there at that time frame. Respect that. A couple people I was watching recently just said that same thing. They messed themselves up because of that. By, you know, recording certain things, certain conversations, or just blatantly putting something out there that shouldn't be put out there, lost the partner. Yeah, well, again, if you had the right mindset to avoid it, it could have been avoided. But some of y'all, the minute you get a little bit of traction, the minute you get a little bit of, little views, y'all don't know how to act. And I think that's another reason. Y'all get a little traction and views, and then you feel, well, I can make this even more if I just do this, or if I just go this route. Don't necessarily have to take specific routes just to grow. And not even so much as just growing on social media, growing in life. There's certain aspects and elements you shouldn't have to take just to grow, or just to be in the right spot. That's why you have a brain. You got to think. You got to see what really works for you, where your niche at. Now, again, you got some couples who have done the right things, and they growing authentically. And guess what? You don't hear too much outside of what needs to be brought out there. Cool. But it's some of y'all who are willing to put out even the smallest bit of dirty laundry for what? Because now you're going to cause that debate right there. You know? Like, I watched a video where this guy kind of snapped on his woman. Now, I could say that much. He was in the right to snap, but at least he didn't get violent. At least it didn't lead to no form of violence. But he gave her a reality check. You know, you do a lot of things for clicks and views, and then it always ends up working against you. So you could tell that person was doing a little too much. Again, some of y'all will go off the deep end just for some fame, just for some clout or notoriety. But in the same token, you'll mess yourself up out of a great relationship or marriage by doing so when you're not respecting your partner and respecting wishes. But I feel even if you both are going to get into that again, you have to sit down and eventually have that talk. Have that meeting of the minds. Because again, one of y'all could be fiend bagging for that situation to happen, but the other one don't really care. You know, I'm gonna help you. I'm gonna do what's necessary, but don't really care if this thing, really becomes something or not. As long as you're doing something that's, happy. You know, think that's a problem though. Again, it goes right back to communication. If you know your partner might not be happy or might not be in the best of positions to speak about certain things, don't try to force them to do so neither. I know some of y'all doing reality shows and everything else, but again, know what to include in the content and know what not to. You know, the lack of communication and the lack of respect will always be those main components to why relationships or the marriages ain't going where they need to go or go where they should go. I think it's sad though. And then some of y'all keep seeing things out there, but you know it's wrong, but you'll still try to include it. Like it's gonna not be the same results on your end. Again, you can't blatantly disrespect your partner and think that things are gonna be all right. No, your partner might get tired of your shit and leave. Your partner might just shut down on you and don't say much. Are you willing to risk all of that? Like I said, this is one thing. Social media, yes, is great on all cylinders and aspects, but it also has its downsides and its negative effects. Some of y'all will let this negatively affect everything around you because you solid or focused on just trying to be the next big thing. You want to be the next household name and everything else. It's not about that. If you are bringing certain content and it's for kicks and giggles and everything else, cool. You doing things that's motivational. You doing things that are, fun, loving, and everything else, cool. Again, it's really about what you bring to the forefront. Because I know everything ain't gonna be perfect. But again, there are some cylinders of your marriage or your personal life that should stay personal. And then there's some things that we know for a fact we see on the face value that, again, is supposed to be on the respect level and is being violated. Like some of y'all ladies will, just for content, try to berate your husband or try to do everything against the grain to them. But it ain't fair because guess what? When it's all said and done, no cameras is off. You got to deal with that person behind the scenes, not nobody else. They only gonna know what they know because of what's been presented. They ain't gonna know what's happening behind the scenes unless you bring it out there. And some of y'all bringing it out there, which again is just foolish. Appreciate you for dropping those links. Serious, baby. Working hard on this damn seagull on my windowsill, baby. Hey, but you gotta remember this part right here. If you expect respect, again, it's earned. You need to earn your respect from your significant other because you might do something one day that you could lose total value on. Definitely lose a lot of grounding points with them. Shoot, at some point it could crumble. So be mindful on how you treating your partner when it comes to doing this social media thing, if that's what you plan on doing. That's like you coming on here and saying, a personal event that took place. And you bringing it out here and then you might be poking fun at it or not even so much as poking fun. You might just blatantly have it on a disrespect level like you don't care. That's being presented to the world as the total disrespect. Again, because if your partner don't want that out there, you should respect that. I've always said when you about to release content, you should do a look over on certain things. I get that. You might have to edit some things out too, because for some of y'all that want to bring this on the money aspect, there are some things you're gonna have to get rid of and edit just for the hell of it, just because that's how you're gonna end up getting your money. Marlene, baby, Angela, baby. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey, don't worry. We want our steak, carne asadas, and all of that, Angela. We ain't forget about you. But again, it's just something that y'all need to understand. It is critical now for some of y'all to save and salvage what you have left. And I'm speaking to those who need to hear it. Because again, you got the other ones who are doing things the proper way. And this is why they are still in their positions right now. And again, there is some things you're gonna have to edit or get rid of, or you might just have to take down all in all. And again, if it's on a level where your partner is kindly asking you not to put that out there, or kindly asking you to edit this or do something that's gonna keep certain things, from being too far out there, they respect it. BDBGP. You already know, man. You already know. And I think that's the problem right now. Again, some people are doing the utmost just for a click in the view and for some fame. But are you willing to put your partner through it? And that's the sad part about it. You gonna put your partner through the ringer or keep doing certain things just because you want to be that famous. When it's all said and done, like I said, for some of y'all, it's only gonna be 15 minutes of fame. So think about it. You would have initially thrown away probably years of great building and foundation for 15 minutes of clout fame. Make that make sense. I mean, I'm keeping it real. Make it make sense. Some of y'all willing to whisk it just for that. I feel bad for you if you really go through the whole process of that, because you're gonna end up just like some of these other creators, or you're gonna sound just like anybody who's not a creator. You're gonna be sitting on here crying and moping about messing up when you didn't have to do so in the first place. Again, not everybody is in that playful mode when it comes to certain things. Now, again, if you had to talk in the conversation, if your partner is cool with that, then that's different. But when you just blatantly doing it out of nowhere and they, basically bombarded by it, or they wasn't expecting it at all, what you think gonna happen? There's probably one or two ones who, especially on TikTok, lost husbands or lost wives because of the games that you playing with your significant other. Again, trying to build and grow. Beauty, baby. Think that's crazy. So you willing to really disrespect your partner to the world? That's essentially what you're saying. And it's not just social media, because that could be something that could be right now. You get off this damn app, or you go get off any of these apps, and you decide to go back out into the normal world and you do almost the same shit out there. Come on. Where's the fairness in that? Again, this is why boundaries need to be set when it comes to these forms of scenarios. Don't let the price of fame cost you everything. Ain't worth it. And when it's all said and done, now you got to start back over. And it ain't going to be an easy start. Lucy, what's going on? Who else popped up in here? My bad, y'all. I'm in the zone. I'm in the zone. But yeah, just come on. You can't sit here and honestly think that that's the best protocol for life. You gonna waste your prime years messing up, and then when you finally decide you want to do something or this is what you want to do, you gonna have a uphill battle trying to do so. It ain't fair. It ain't fair on either end. You know, this is why I said communication definitely needs to not be a lost art no more, especially when it comes to the relationships. Because how do you expect a lot of your relationships to flourish or continue to keep growing if you're not communicating or you just stop communicating altogether? I had to communicate with you to get up with you, right? I had to communicate with you to push to the next level, right? So it got to be the same thing. Ain't that a problem right there? You know, again, you'll end up losing that form of communication just because. Don't get too comfortable in a certain position. You can be comfortable with the person that you decide to build with, especially if that person is on the up and up with you. But don't get comfortable to a point where you feel communication is not going to ever be necessary no more. Don't think just because you got the prize that is over. No, you still got to fight day in and day out to make sure you keeping that significant other happy, like you keeping yourself happy. You got to fight every day to prove that this is something worth. The minute your significant other doesn't feel is worth it on either end, they'll basically be checking out. And I think that's the worst aspect and cylinder of it when they just decide to check out mentally, and just check out overall. The one thing I can say is some of them are taking accountability for their actions and taking accountability for the things that they messed up on, which is a true grown up thing to do. Because you wouldn't be on here crying and moping about losing something if you didn't keep doing something to that person that that person didn't like. Like again, you have some who probably just don't want to be bothered with that, but they're gonna support you in many ways. But don't sit here and blatantly disrespect anything and belittle or bash, because guess what? It'll it'll slap you right back in the face in the karma department. Everything, even down to how you compliment each other. It should be something that should be looked at. Now, prime example, if I just gave you uh, a genuine compliment and you decide to be funny or you decide to try to make fun of or try to belittle something that I might be wearing that I feel is proper or feel like it's presentable, then we have a problem. You know, and that's what I'm saying. You know, just gotta have boundaries and respect. Once you learn to place those into position, then you know your relationships will stand a fighting chance. And shoot, even if it's to a point where things don't work out, you know, you decide y'all both gonna move on in life, keep certain things still secret under wraps. Everybody needs to know everything. Not unless there's something that really needs to be out there. Other than that, stop worrying about exposing certain things too. That's another thing. Some of y'all just coming on here and just you're coming on here to expose each other for what? At the end of the day, you all look foolish because you've been with each other too long for all of that shit to go down the drain now. But that's exactly why you have to be careful about, you know, who you really giving portions of your life to. But then again, even if I gave you a portion of my life, that don't mean it should be a disrespect. Because again, how does that look? You gonna try to come on here and expose or try to disrespect and downgrade my character, right? But in the same token, look how long he was with me. You know, that's what I'm saying. This is what some of them fail to realize. You gonna try to disrespect them, but then they could hit you right back. Look how long you was with me. There's always some form of a counterpunch for those who are doing certain things just because of spiteful notions and behaviors. Told you, karma turn around and slap you right in the face. You know, and that's why I said respect each other. If you truly respect and love each other, even after a breakup, if you know it didn't end on a bad note, continue to leave it off that way. You know, some of y'all are willing to put certain things out again just for content. It'll bite you in the ass, trust me. Because again, how much sacrificing are you going to do just for that little 15 minutes of fame or notoriety? For some, it'll be the longest 15 minutes. For others, that shit going to come and go in the blink of an eye. The problem with some of y'all is social media junkies. Some of y'all are social media junkies. You're willing to do any and everything just for content, but in the long run, you're going to always have different views, different opinions, public opinions, and everything else that's going to be going your way. But for some of y'all, it don't work because they will blatantly see the disrespect and even say, well, why would you do that? I was watching some live stream. I can't remember the person, but it was funny because, again, they was on here crying and moping about they lost a significant other because of the pranks and blatant disrespect and just doing any and everything again just to try to be notable. But guess what? That person got tired of your shit. And that's what's gonna happen to if you don't get it right, that's what's gonna end up happening. Again, you gotta have this communication with each other. If there's certain things that your partner just don't want around you or just don't want for you, respect it. Look, I don't mind if you do this, but can you at least edit this part out? Or could you at least get rid of this part? Like I said, there's a lot of y'all who will put out even the simplest details that don't need to be put out just because you don't take the time to go over your product before you just place it out to the world. And again, if you truly value each other and respect each other, even after a breakup, keep things under wraps. Now it'd be a difference if there's certain things that have to be put out there for safety reasons and everything else, then cool. But a lot of the personal stuff y'all bring out, just learn to shut up. Sorry to say it that way. I ain't trying to sound too, rough with it, but it's the truth. Some of y'all need to learn to just shut up. Not saying that you shouldn't have, freedom of certain things, but in the same token, some things again don't need to be known. Shut up. You'll save yourself the embarrassment, or you'll save yourself the arguments a lot of time. But it is sad though. This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna keep getting a lot of these type of scenarios and videos because you're gonna have people that are continuously doing the opposite. Again, if you didn't take the lessons from the previous situation you watched, you're gonna be sad. Because again, you gotta think about the people who might be watching, man. You got people who might be watching you and they might be looking at this as inspiration on things to do. Or, you know, they might be looking at y'all in the ways of, well, damn, I see these people are happy. I see that there's always something good. You know, even when they go through their rough times, you know, this, that, they might be gaining pointers. You got to think about what you're doing. What pointers is anybody going to be gaining when almost every time you do decide to hit that live button, you're doing something that is a blatant disrespect or violation to your partner? For those that need to hear it, know what comes with that consequence. You disrespecting your partner just because of certain scenarios or just because you feel you can do it and it's all for the sake of entertainment, you'll find out the hard way when it's not entertainment no more. And you gonna entertain being lonely. Or you gonna entertain not having that same thing you had before. Something to think about. You know, but again, in order for certain scenarios to avoid getting to that scenario, talk, have conversations, and try to work around what you can work around. And again, if your partner has asked for certain things or your partner has requested certain things, respect it. You would want them to respect you, right? So respect them. You already know, serious baby. But you know, you just gotta remember that part, man. I mean, that's all you could do. I mean, because I mean, listen, there's no way you gonna tell me that you're happy with just downing your partner every day or doing certain things that they are not prepared for. They just don't want. Prime example. I would say for some of y'all, again, have your boundaries in motion when you're dealing with anybody. And the minute certain boundaries are crossed, the minute certain respects are no longer respected, have that conversation. And then from there, figure out what you're going to do next. Because it's not to be funny. How much disrespect or how much betrayal are you going to take? In my Paulie voice, how much more betrayal can I take? Because that is a certain portion of betrayal to your significant other. That's just like when the cameras go off and you sit there and try to explain that this is what it is and I'm sorry, yada, yada, yada. You know what? If this is what you're going to do, cool. But there's certain things you're going to have to take out, edit, or do whatever because we're not going to set this example. We're not going to set this example of we're going to be disrespectful or just saying the utmost things out of our mouths without recourse and repercussion. Yeah, I remember the one I was telling you about, the girl trying to tell her man that he was weird for saying that he loved his moms. How was that weird to say that you love your mom? He ain't say it in a way where you should have looked at it as weird anyway. You know, but again, for some of y'all, you know, some of y'all dealing with certain scenarios and it's too much trauma bonding. I think that's a problem. Too much trauma bonding. There's just some things you should never tolerate. And if you've already been through something grief before, you know, you've been through some form of terror and grief before, and you made it past the storm, I don't think you want to go back into that storm again. Again, make sure that your partner has your best interest at heart, but also respects the boundaries and the levels that are there. The minute they don't, time for you to pack up and move. I'm sorry, y'all. You're getting tired of hearing those stories too. Oh, well, I messed myself up because I didn't do this, or I messed myself up because you blaming social media now for a lot of your downfalls. Just like I was saying the other night about some of y'all messing yourselves up out of good jobs and positions because you want to create content when it's not time to be creating content. Or some of y'all putting yourselves out there when guess what? You don't necessarily always have to cam up. You don't necessarily have to put every aspect of your personal life into the content. Because again, you got people who are watching this. Your company can be watching. It don't matter if you off the clock. If you prime example of doing certain things, you still might be in uniform. You are representing your company, which means even when you talking bad about it, you talking bad about it even on this level, don't think that the companies don't have people with social media accounts that look at these videos. Because at some point, something will come up. Your ass gonna be sitting in that HR office wondering why. And you might end up losing something just because of you wanting to be so fiended out for the content. There's a time and a place for everything. And even if you gonna do whatever, again, you don't always gotta cam up and you don't always gotta talk foul about what you're doing in your profession. Keep it professional. Some people allow themselves to be subjective to this type of behavior. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. We gotta have respect and boundaries when it comes to how we do things. Period. Gotta have respect and boundaries for ourselves, which means respecting ourselves, but also setting boundaries for people to respect. Once we do the processes of elimination, pretty much good to go. There is some things again I feel should never be out there for some of y'all because again, once it's out there, everybody's gonna talk about it. Sad part about it is some of y'all will try to do the utmost and tarnish somebody, but when they do decide to come back and they do decide to say or do whatever, don't think that it wasn't granted. Don't think that it wasn't warranted for that person to do so. It's one thing when you're talking truth, but when you are on a smear campaign, trust me, you'll get this work. And then some of y'all again that you want to try to paint people out like the bad guy, but sadly, you make yourself look bad. Like piece of this situation I was just talking about too, as far as with the Remy and Pat. Like I said, I ain't had too much to say on it outside of what I said earlier. But I also feel like I just was previously saying that you put certain things out there with somebody that you've been with for too long, it don't look good on your end. And then when it's all said and done, you're gonna still make yourself look like the bad guy. Because again, that man didn't initiate nothing that didn't need to be initiated. You did all of that. You the one that messed up the happiness because you decided to go out and do whatever. And I want that to be a clear picture for anybody, men and women. Don't get mad when you mess up something good and they decide to move on to something better. Because some people are not going to wait around for the nonsense. It's just true to facts. A lot of people are not going to waste their time and their energy. And if you decide that you're going to go out after everything was said and done and mess yourself up, can't expect the world to feel sorry for you and have any form of pity. You don't really care about that. Most of them. Fact, serious. That's one thing. But I would say in certain instances, don't just come on these platforms violating somebody you had years with. You know, you gotta just be mindful again of what you saying and what you doing, because at some point it will backfire on you. Especially when again you doing something out of malice. So let this be somewhat of a detailed opener to some of y'all, and an eye opener to some of y'all that need to see it. When you continuously do things along those natures, you'll never prosper. That when you really do decide, oh, this is what I wanted to do, or this is something that I felt I should have did, it's gonna be too late. Again, don't get mad if they move away from this situation and end up getting into something greater. And honestly, some people do that just because they are mad the person they once was with ain't either feeling them no more, or they found somebody that's really interested in them. You can't get mad at that. When you had your chance, you should have grasped it and you should have just kept that shit tight. And some of y'all will allow, again, outside interferences to mess something good up. Or you'll allow your own measurement of thinking to mess yourself up. Another thing that needs to be done more is accountability. Be accountable for what you say and what you do to your partner. Because again, at some point, you might say or do the wrong thing that will have your partner completely shutting down on you. And again, is it really worth it? I don't believe so, at least in my opinion, but I can't say that for everybody else. Because who knows what everybody else is thinking. But for those that want to cry and move about there's nothing good, there's a lot of good things out there. You just choose not to take them in the way you're supposed to take them in. You choose to throw it away because you want something that's not worth it. Anita, baby. Y'all already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. And if y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. The thing with that is you have to make up your mind. That's a whole fact. Whole fact, serious. Whole fact right there. But yeah, you know, it's sad though. You know, like I said, if there was things that don't need to be presented out there, especially after a breakup, then don't present it out there. Have some respect for each other. Because in the long run, let's be real. You're not gonna get the one up just because you are out here putting out certain things and putting out certain business. Because in the long run, you got to look at you. The finger's gonna get pointed right back at you. Well, if you knew this, or if you felt this, or if you thought this, then why was you still there? So again, think when it's all said and done, it's gonna look more bad on you. There's no need to crash out just because things might not be where they once was, or it's no need for you to crash out if things didn't work out with the person you was with. D Truth, what's going on, my guy? I don't know. I ain't smell you in here in a minute. Hold on, I ain't smell you in here in a minute. I had to make sure you were still rinsed up. Okay, I see you, son. I see you. Nah, but again, happy Saturday to everybody that popped in. I know some of y'all late to the conversation. I did say I was going to do something good today. Said I was going to have this light discussion, which kind of is a light discussion, because I want to delve deep into that, and it'll probably be either tomorrow or Monday. But again, y'all gotta have some common respect for each other. Now, again, I don't care how long you was with somebody. If there is no need to bring out anything that's not going to look good, don't bring it out. And it's not going to look good for you because, again, you're exposing something that you don't really necessarily have to expose. I could see if you was being attacked. I could see if it was certain things along those natures. But yeah, other than that, they'll keep everything on the wraps. All right, I might have broken up. Listen, I done had a whole bunch of exes in my lifetime. Not one of them could say I talked bad about them. Then I highly doubt that any one of them talked bad about me. Outside of my little temperament, sometimes I might be a militant, little militant sometimes. But other than that, no, there's no need for that. Because why would you do that in the first place? I missed. Oh shoot, I ain't even get a notification, bro. You know where I was at last night, plantation. But happy belated to Together and everybody who's celebrating birthdays. Damn, I forgot. It's Gemini season for y'all. It's Gemini. Yes. But again, take that into consideration. If things ended out on a bad note, that doesn't necessarily mean it has to continue to go down that road. Just move on. You know, because you got to think about this in the long run. You don't want that person talking crazy about you or even saying something that you didn't present to people. So don't think you're going to be able to do that and it's not going to be a repercussion to that. Yes, Marlene, the plantation. Oh, wait a minute. The plantation. Plantation. I think this is going to be the plantation drop. Hold on. The plantation drop.
I don't wanna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. I just ain't tryna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow. I don't wanna go to work. I don't wanna wait tomorrow.
Yeah, my fault. The plantation drop. Nah, but you got to remember that part though. You know, don't think your partner doesn't have feelings and emotions, and don't think that your partner is gonna tolerate too much blatant disrespect. Again, you gotta fight every day, not just to prove your love to that person, but you gotta fight every day to prove that that person is worth being a part of your life, and that that person brings you that peace. And if that person is going to be, genuine and supportive of you, even if you decide this is something you want to do, you better make sure that it's worth it. Make sure that it's not something that's going to be regretful as well. But I'm not going to get too crazy. I still owe y'all a little bit of entertainment. But for all the birthday people celebrating this weekend and celebrating this upcoming week, we ain't forget about you. Oh, and just because it's the holiday weekend. So I call mine the penitentiary. The penitentiary and the plantation drops. Don't worry, we got those coming. I did owe y'all some good old vibes today, and I was gonna stick to that. I'm gonna dig deep into that conversation though, definitely. Hold on, as a matter of fact, let me drop this link in case anybody do wanna chime in on the topic at hand. But if not, I'm gonna definitely continue having this conversation because I think this is something that we gotta bring awareness to as well. Come on now. Um, Boundaries need to be set, and people need to respect those boundaries. I support genuine actions and genuine building methods, but the way some of y'all doing things is not genuine, especially when again it's causing a rift or it's even causing a significant breakup amongst the foundation y'all built together. There's some things that just ain't worth it. 15 minutes of fame ain't worth it. Again, you're gonna end up messing up years of something that was magical and beautiful. So y'all better think twice about it. But for the motivators, I didn't forget about y'all. I didn't forget about y'all. And shout out to everybody who has been a driving force, not just to yourselves, but for others. Shout out to those who are keeping everybody inspired, keeping them motivated. For those that feel like how we all supposed to feel, here, take this.
Holla at me when they sober on parole. I'm a felon. You think I ain't got that blower? Yeah, you right, bro. Take his head off his fucking shoulder. You hear me? Hit the rollie stove with the rollie on. What was our getaway car? Jag portfolio. You hear me? Hey, I heard I had some sneak dissers. Whoever feeling hot, that AR got a heat sensor. Cuz said don't entertain them hungry niggas. I wish I would pay it.
Yes. Y'all all need to get your motivation on real quick. But we about to definitely start getting our dance on though. Hold on one second. I do owe y'all some entertainment before I get up out of here. Let me give y'all some good old vibes before I get up out of here though. But again, hopefully everybody, has a all in all blessed weekend, safe weekend. For those who gotta work, don't feel bad. I might have to go to work tomorrow, but at least it's not early. So let me get my dance on for that one. And for the gossipers, before I do get up out of here, the gossipers and all the terrible lurkers, y'all gotta get this one still.
Second bad, but somebody gotta do it. Got my foot up on the gas, but somebody gotta do it. Turn this TV off, turn this TV off.
Yes. And for those that I previously missed, I know your birthdays is definitely important. So here. I see y'all encouraging madness that you're not supposed to be encouraging, but it's okay. It is okay. All y'all come get your nephews. Serious, come get baby Rufus in there. I still owe y'all some entertainment. So get your dance shoes on. Definitely make sure that we in here. Wait a minute. We in here. We in here. It ain't my fault, D Truth. Don't blame me for nothing.
Even though I live my life on the road, doesn't mean I don't have time for you. Feeling your tried, almost get close, but none of them compare to you. So let's live my life, more than one night. Promise if I could, I'd do it twice as fast. Put them on pause, press play. Oh my God, why it's so crazy. It's gonna get right here. None of the gossip, nothing can stop us. I don't have you with no fears.
He ain't see you while he's serious.
something special, maybe let's just take our chance. Last week I was in Paris for 40 days. Only thing that was missing was you. Who would've thought we would be married by now? Been true ever since high school. Let's live our life, dancing all night. You are where you should be. I want this.
Again, happy Saturday to everybody. We in here, man.
It's so crazy, but it's been getting trouble right here. All the gossip, nothing can stop us. Love you with no fears. We can do this thing together. Close your eyes and take my hand. We have it something special. Maybe let's just take our chance. Don't be shy, don't be scared. You know, I won't jump, I don't care. You know, if you move your, you know, been waiting so long for it like that. Your life can get so crazy, but it's gonna get trouble right here. None of the gossip, nothing can stop us. Love you with no fears. We can do this thing together. Close your eyes and take my fears. 'Cause we having something special. Maybe let's just take our chance.
See out here getting the A. If you ain't dancing in the chat, you should be dancing wherever you at, man. I gotta get back to my motivation music real quick, though. I gotta get back to my motivation music. But yeah, we're gonna definitely have this conversation. For those that are just tuning in, get your dance on, damn it.
These niggas prayed on my downfall. These niggas prayed on my downfall. On no 10, bitch, I stood tall. Show these loyal niggas how to boil. Go get a thermometer for the pot. I need this shit cooked right. Let's keep that water 400 degrees Fahrenheit. You ever been inside a federal courtroom? Nigga, you ever went to trial and fought for your life? Being broke did something to my spirit. Ass niggas.
See how you getting it. I see you serious, baby. I see you, Didi. See you, Marlene, baby. Wait a minute.
I used to use your heels to hit the road, hit the O, and make them big boy sales. Ooh, remember when you had to bring things made with vacuum seals trying to...
D-Truth, that's your fault, man. That's what's up, man. You with that wine, man. We need some man and Chevets up in here, Sticks. We need some man and Chevets up in here. Make sure it's great.
Why you think I want to be with no support and have them paid lawyers coming in and out of court? Hey, Wando, ain't it a blessing? We made it out Kentucky after all that happened. After the pre-trials, after the status, after them impact statements, after the castle. Hey, JR, nigga, ain't it a blessing? We made it out of Lansing after all that happened. That bitch, nigga, after Michigan State, after Harper, when our men sold on us the bands they took from us. Joy Road, bitch, with the money long as 6. I'll break mile, knock your box down.
I hear you.
I'll pull her tracks up. Yes, I slap, girl. Yes, I slap.
I don't care if it's red, white, or purple. Y'all owe me some y'all owe me some wine, damn it.
Kill me about snitches. If you snitch, I'm gonna kill you. Spent a lot of time on the yard with them gorillas. Stood tall. Did I let niggas hold me? Quit being silly. I know for a fact your bitch pussy get wet for a nigga. Cause I do it better. Plus, I'm doing better than niggas. I'm at home when I'm down.
Don't blame me for anything. Well, blame me for the madness. My bad, y'all. Yeah, I'm still reading the chat now.
Make sure you get the rest of them niggas. Don't let you get the best of you. Just get the revenue, niggas.
So let me go. You can handle it. So if I'm busy, you can manage. You ain't have to think that. You see, you gotta say.
I need a talent. My first offer was 30 years.
Harry, what's going on, my guy? I tell your mama holla at me when she's sober.
Bro, take his head off his fucking show. You hear me? Hit the rollie start with the rodeo. What was our getaway car, Jack portfolio? You hear me? Hey, I heard I had some sleep distance. Whoever feeling hot, that AR got a heat sense. Good said, don't entertain them hungry niggas. I wish I would pay attention to these homeless niggas. Nigga, on my phone. I don't want to do no song.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Oh, shit.
I don't know you niggas. Fuck wrong with niggas? Through these white bucks, I can see the hole in niggas. Free my nigga Perico, that boy be hooing niggas. Shoot the smile off your face, I don't joke with niggas. Well, I can't trust you with that strap.
Nah, it's National Blame Marlene Day. Don't blame me for nothing.
That shit was out no money. I came home and had the hoes waited to call her hard. 8 months ago, niggas, they think that I was coming home. So I'm to them niggas free that I've been coming on. Get them to the crib, bust some jobs, I bitch run alone. This ass can't get the second like it's something wrong. Last 2 times, watch his money come. His ass say my name hot like on the oven on. Bitch, I came home to my little brother gone. Niggas say they looking for me, pull up in the Scotty zone. Who said I'm a snitch? You just heard a lot from him. Better check the black and white, that paperwork the button for him. Zero toleration for that nigga, take his life from him. He don't want that bitch to play. Okay, I talk to him. I hear from bitches when I had the blues on. So soon as I'm done, fuck you, put those shoes on. I'm on parole in 2 states, I can't move on. The feds trying to build the cakes, I can't move on. I want the trial back to back, bitch, I'm 2-0. They in Kentucky banned me from marriage. I can't even be in public with my hoodie on. Bitch, get stepped on over here, they don't know what he on. I know they prayed on my downfall. I know they prayed on my downfall. I don't know a 10, bitch, I stood 10 toes, nigga. Jody just leave niggas how to ball.
Remix. Marlene, you can't blame me for that, damn it. Can't blame me for that. Hey, serious, how you gonna co-sign that too? You thought you was slick? Co-signing that is my fault, damn it. I'm only taking accountability for the madness. That's it. I hear you, Sticks. I see you serious, baby. Hey. Those that's in the shadows lurking, hit that like button, man. Brooklyn's finest. Damn right. See DD baby.
I got that look, man. Rubber show, man. You king of the streets. TS, we incredibly credible. Like Sir said, it was inevitable.
See you, Sticks. See you out here getting it, son. Hey. Hey.
I'm in Misery Boulevard, right across the street from my home. That place is school study and progress.
That's when it became apparent to me.
Get the bitch and hustlers to be apparent to me. I'm clean, innocent, you're wrong, and I'm just a product of the streets. Product of some beat, product of that Amazon money 3 beats. Problem is, when I win, my cheese eats away. Just think the opposite of that.
All right, fine. I take my shenanigans for the short videos. My bad, my bad. You already know how we do it, D-Truth. Come on, son. You know how we do it. I got the heat on blast. Damn right.
For the money and drugs, and you ain't got that. When the cops at, brand that they coming, just a few seconds, your brains be laying on your stomach. I'm gonna wish you know I gotta keep that up. For your gingerbread ass niggas, the heat's running on high. Short track high. Make me take the certain niggas on the fly. I got the streets on smash. Niggas on the corner watching me roll past. The bitch stay on Jackson.
Oh shit, my shit open. Okay. Okay. Just Nate, you a rebel on this beat. See you serious, baby. Hey. Oh, since I'm on my New York shit. Remix. My fault, since I'm on my New York shit.
It is known as to be equivalent to King, or to be somewhat in between the royal and imperial rank. The last person to have worn the title Zog.
I was not no damn baby kid, damn it. I had respect, damn it. Now I'm not gonna lie, I was a baby kid to some degree. We all went through it, damn it. James number 8, what's going on, my guy? Take chains off, everything off. I wasn't doing that though. Davis, what's going on, baby? What's going on, sis? And again, happy Saturday to everybody pulling in. Y'all make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you share your boy out. Yeah, we got some music up in here, son. And a safe, happy Memorial Day weekend to all of y'all.
Brand new cop, leader of the new shit, brand new result.
Flatline these niggas.
My name ain't there. Brand new stars, brand new bars. With the leader of the new school, brand new songs, brand new everything. Set for the block, new leader of the old school, brand new block. I'm a crowd 300. Let it pop. I'm Cornelius in the zoo. To the students who influence you lacks in the rap game, this is seatbelt music. Stay on the head, chain them to a fence, give them their something.
Hold on 1 second, D2. Hold on, son.
And I need the light of this light, the perfect cigar. Brand new jet, brand new car.
Hey, you up here now? What's up, son?
You thought I wasn't coming up here?
Hold on 1 second, we got you.
These niggas not with it. First nigga pop with it. First the kids pop with it.
Yeah, I was a baby's kid, so what? Look.
This heat on my lap, and yo, that's what we doing. These niggas be losing. We be making movies and these Jews be getting stupid. We running this city up, dancing like I'm giddy up, signing all these cities, but I'm
No doubt, Sticks, appreciate you, my guy.
let the clock clap, let the clock clap, let the clock clap. Step up in the building, by the whole bar. G all the new shit. I'm the young Tsar. So these throwing me, bro. And I need the light of the light, the perfect cigar. Brand new jet, brand new cop. Leader of the new shit, brand new song. Switch off, you a link cross. Shine by the evening, I'm crisscross. You ain't having to find it. Time to get lost.
In case you didn't, you know. Bitch, I'm getting busy like Silverback Grizzly. My bad. What's going on, D-True? What's going on, my guy?
It ain't that. See, I try to stay away from you because when me and you get together, it ain't never chaos.
No, don't try to hit me with that shit now.
But you know how it go. You know how it go. Plantation work and all that other stuff going on in real life. You know how it go.
I know. Trust me. That's why you ain't been seeing me as much to some degree. Since when you know me not to be on here almost every night with something. It been busy.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. You see. Hey, once every blue moon, I might show up on a live like last night, and we just celebrated together the birthday last night. And a lot of people said they ain't getting a notification, but I guess you have to turn the notification on and turn it back on, turn it off and turn it back on or something. I don't know.
I didn't see me. I just really that's because I had too many notifications going off last night. I ain't gonna lie. At one point, it's at least 20 of y'all that I know I support that was live at one point. I said, "Come on, this can't be life." I'm trying to, but I had some shit going on at work last night anyway, so I had to kind of like be more on point with that. But shit, I ain't know if that was things I'd have came in and showed some love. You know this, Eddie?
I know. Oh, the damn raccoons again.
Oh no! Like, my job is about to get into full motion, so yeah, it's about to be a lot more shit I gotta watch out for. No sooner than I thought I was getting quiet. Yeah, had a bunch of people trying to do some shit that shouldn't have been done. I'm like, this Not even summertime yet. Let's not start this bullshit. Like, I'm gonna have a talk about that again on the previous on another live because it goes back to what I was saying about some of these people and paying attention to your kids. Your kids gonna be the main reasons why a lot of y'all get messed up too.
Yep. Cause you know what they're doing. Nate, you already know what they're doing now. The kid mess up, hey, they gonna start charging the parents. The parents they're gonna start going to jail along with the kids. You already know they start trying to do that now. So, hey, it is what it is. So watch your kids.
Yeah, not even just that. It's just more on the safety tip. Like when I had that last live and I was talking about how these young girls was roaming around my job, and I'm like, what the hell are y'all doing out past 3 in the morning anyway, and on a school night? Like, go home. Like, what are you doing? Like, where your parents at? Anything can happen to you late in the evening, and then what? Come on.
Not not even 3 in the morning. You know what? I look at them like this: school night, 9 o'clock at night. What the hell you doing outside?
Facts, and
And
that's the truth.
I'm like, I see these young girls, young men walking around, no adult supervision, especially at the train station or whatever. Like, ain't never trouble out here. What y'all getting into? I seen someone try to want to fight. Now you want to fight each other. Now guess what? You gonna wind up going to jail.
Facts. And then he gonna be the main one crying about, oh well, this, that, and third. And I mean, you gotta learn to start being more careful. And like I said, with that situation, them girls could have been hurt in either, in any way, shape, or fashion. Especially you out here in the city. Shit go down in the city. I don't think just because some of the violent crimes went down that crime still ain't happening. Your ass can still get robbed, still get assaulted, all of that.
Yeah, I understand that. Look here, cause that New York. Well, look, I'm down in Atlanta. Look, some people consider Atlanta a big city. He's still getting in trouble. And we had a guy in court on a Zoom, rather, thing, whatever. I forgot how they do it now.
Yeah, Zoom call.
Not Zoom call. He was in the courtroom, but he wasn't in the courtroom. Basically, the judge told, "Hey, yeah,
Zoom court. That's what they call it now."
Yeah, judge told him what his sentence was. I don't think he about 16, 17, 18 years old. Judge told him what his sentence was. That mother passed out.
Yeah, because some of them don't be prepared. They think they just going to be able to get away with something, and it's not going to be some recourse or repercussion. But you still fail to realize at the end of the day, you're not above the law. Ain't nobody above the law. No doubt, Davis. Appreciate you, baby.
Yeah, what they call him? Yeah, what they call him now? The YN.
Yeah, yeah. But see, that's going to be a lot of the YN's downfall. Again, it's just about respect. See the difference between the YNs back then and now. Back then, we had a little more sense and respect, regardless. And if we didn't, people was going to correct us regardless. Nowadays, everybody they scared to correct somebody. Oh, don't talk to my. Listen, if your child is doing something wrong, and I can try to basically help them not do something even worse, or if I'm just giving them some sort of advice that they're going to be able to break down and comprehend or listen to, that shit might benefit on your end. Especially if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. Sorry.
Yeah, you're right about that, Nate. Because I think I talked about that about on my line, like how we grew up. A neighbor saw you. Oh, they gonna give you a butt or whoop you 1 or 2, and guess what? You gonna get one when we get home. Nowadays, you try to talk to the youngers. Oh, their parents gonna get mad because you're getting on them for doing something wrong. They want to fight you.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. See, we in Tyler. See, that's the thing. See, again, the eras is different now. Because shoot, even when back then, when some of them parents thought they was going to try to fight. You know what time it was? Oh, so you going to try to fight me over me correcting something you supposed to correct? Okay, this is not going to end well for you nor yours. It's just like I watched this situation where the dude had said something about he was letting he was letting the school staff know that his daughter was being picked on, so on and so forth. and she basically got tired of whatever and ended up putting hands and feet on one of the classmates, and then they was trying to almost expel her, but he was like, wait a minute, you're not going to try to expel my, I don't care how bad she beat the girl. In the long run, I've done made my decision that if you're not going to do nothing to help me in this scenario, then shoot, she going to defend herself. Fuck that. And I don't blame him. I would tell anybody that same thing. Once you feel like certain things ain't going in your direction, yeah.
That's understanding that because I know it was a story. It was a young man, and it's bad. It's bad when the students is bullying younger folks, and parents can't get that done. It's worse when the teacher is doing it. It's worse when the teacher's doing it. They can't get that done, and they're gonna get a whole lot of people in trouble, and you're gonna see a whole lot of more. By the way, it's gonna be a whole lot of fights breaking out because the kid that getting bullied gonna get tired of getting bullied, and the parents have already told them. So,
Facts. Man, that's what I'm saying. Like it's some things you gotta be mindful for, because if I done sat here and then gave fair warning that this is what's going on and you're not gonna try to alleviate that problem, then don't get mad when my child decides to do what's necessary. Long as my child ain't go overboard and ain't do something that could have landed them in jail, hey, listen, let them defend themselves the best way possible.
and but I don't care what skin tone you are. There's parents that would defend their kid. I don't care the kid are wrong or right. I don't care they would defend them and get them out of trouble, whatever, without letting them suffer the consequences of their action. But there's some of our people, some parents will say, "Hey, you brought this on yourself. Hey, you got to suffer the consequences of your own actions." See, I think kids these days is not suffering the consequences of their actions. I guarantee you, when enough start to suffer the consequences of their own action, oh, the rest of them fall in line.
Yeah, and that's the thing. A lot of them are not being held accountable. My bad if y'all hear water. I know I'm about to fill up my coffee pot before I finish the rest of this live. But nah, but it's the truth though. It's the truth though. Like you can't sit here and think that you just gonna allow your children to say and do whatever and there's no consequence. That's just like you constantly talking about somebody moms knowing that they moms is deceased. You think that person ain't gonna snap at some point? Like, come on. It's just like I said, the kids are not being held accountable because the parents are scared to hold them accountable. So, like I said, some of them just act like they scared to do what's necessary. But again, if you're going to allow a system to tell you how to properly raise your kids, then you already failed. And that's why I'm saying a lot of them failing now because of that. You don't want to hold your kids accountable, and you don't want to, you don't want to do what's necessary. But then when your child ends up, suffering in the long run, that finger gonna be pointed right back at you. So
And back to the school situations, right? I seen a
mhm.
video where a mom went up in the school, went in the classroom. She said, "If I hear anybody else, any of y'all other picking on my daughter, I would be back up here. I would do something. And I don't care your parent, your mom, your dad, whoever, they can get it too." And walk right out of the classroom.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to defend your child, and sometimes you're gonna have to let your child suffer the consequences. But some parents don't know when to defend their child or when to let their child suffer the consequences.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You gotta shit. Damn you, Simba. My bad, yeah. Nah, I just stubbed my damn toe messing around with you. Damn, see, I gotta put a cowbell on you again. Damn.
The big toe, the
Nah.
small, the big toe, or the small toe.
The small toe. That one hurt worse than the big toe. Don't look at me now like you supposed to be. I got you. Telling you. Y'all already seen what I deal with when it comes to this dog over here. That fake look of I didn't do it. That fake look of I didn't do it. My bad, son. Yeah, but you ain't gonna be. You got to do what you got to do though, because in the long run, it's about knowing when. Now, when you know your child is in the wrong, you can't uphold them in the wrong. They supposed to take accountability. That's why I said certain things that your child might be doing out there, even in them streets, that it ain't gonna be no coming back from, because the streets don't give a damn if you young or old. You do certain things, and you know for a fact it could cost you your life or it could cost you your freedom. Shoot, better be prepared for it. Better be prepared for it, because it's coming.
Yep. And some parents is not prepared for what's going to happen.
Nah, it's a whole fact.
They never prepared because one, you color your. I get tired of these parents coloring their kids. Coloring their kid for what?
Yeah.
Oh, then you got these kids that get sheltered. Then also getting in the real world. They like a deer in the headlight, and wonder how they get caught up.
They got caught because they wasn't getting taught properly, or they get caught out there because I said like you want to be speeding. That's why they was trying to say like that. Some of the older folks back in the days, you'd be like, all right, keep on speeding. You're gonna crash into something. Riders, baby, you gonna crash right into something you don't want to be crashing into. But you got to take your time, and a lot of these things is delicate, but it needs to get back to parents and guardians holding kids accountable, especially when they know they done wrong shit that could possibly have consequences, not just on that person, but around them. That's
Yeah,
just
you're
like
right.
that's just
You're
like
right.
when your child is hanging around people that are doing certain activities. All right, how they say you run off on the plug and see what happens. Run off on the plug and see what happens out there in the streets. You're gonna get a lot of karma. And that's like one or two people recently they were saying that the reason why some of these two people lost their lives because they ran off with the plug money. Oh, okay. You think that's not going to cost you, especially when it's a great deal of money? Yeah. Some people will kill over $50. You think they ain't gonna kill over $100,000, $200,000? Man, they bugging. So I say, be careful in what you getting into.
Yeah, you gotta be careful what you get into. You gotta be careful who the people you getting into it with, cause you nowadays you don't know what nobody got. Kids packing, dust pack, you don't know what nobody got. So it is what it is. But you gotta go to the plantation tonight.
Nah, I'm off. I'm only off tonight and I believe Wednesday. So, but at least I know the next few days of plantation. I don't got to be in as early as I've been previously. So I get to enjoy at least the majority of the day now, and not just a portion, and not just a part of the day. Get to enjoy most of the day.
Yeah. Hey, you got to enjoy your day off, cause you know what, you already know when you get older, you gotta find something to do. Then you find something to do. Then also you lay down. You try to do this, try to do that. People don't see these young folks don't understand this. What me, you, and I, and then some people in the chat go through. Your mind is always wondering. Your mind is always thinking. I gotta do this, and you gotta figure out what order you're gonna do it in. So,
No, you facts on that.
but yeah, like I said, I'm gonna try to get up there somewhere in June. So I got vacation time coming up. So I'm gonna try, but no promises. No promises. I'm gonna try, but if I if if I do, I might go live from up there. So you know where I'm at. You already know who I'm coming up there to see. You already know what part of New York I'm being. So you are you know who I'm talking about. So ain't nothing else to be said.
Nah, you already, man. Shoot, man. Listen, I'm not dealing with none of my vacation. I could take my vacation technically now, but I ain't gonna do that until about July. So I'm gonna wait till the month of July and take my vacation and do some things and figure out some things. Apparently, I got more vacation days than I did 2 years ago, so I gotta use up all them motherfuckers, and I'm gonna use them. So
Before December, huh? Before the end of December. Damn. You already know they say got to end it before the end of the year. That way, once you look, that way, once you use your vacation time at the end of the year, then when you start telling you say, "This is where I want to go on vacation," now we got an important thing going on that day. Damn, you said I got to use my vacation. Why not?
yeah, before I think I gotta use it before January. But then again, it depends though, bro. Depends. I gotta look at my thing because the day I know my vacation time went up. I don't know about my PTOs, but if my vacation days went up, I'm gonna have to try to use all of them. If not, they gonna have to wait till about January. That's bad.
Hey, at least you use it during the wintertime. You don't have to go out that much.
Yeah, but see, it ain't really much to do out in the wintertime anyway. I be
There
trying
you
to
go.
hibernate, but yeah. Together,
You get the
happy
rest.
belated birthday, baby.
Hey, together. Yeah, I shared your live on my channel, so you know how I like to say show support. You know how I like to show support around here. And make sure y'all hit that like button. If you ain't subscribed to Nate the Great, go subscribe to his channel. Hit that like button. Make sure you hit that notification button. Hey,
Facts.
and
If you
have fun.
look, if you don't, you see the avatar up here. You gotta deal with him. I don't think nobody want they city destroyed right now. It's Incredible Hulk time. Fuck the bullshit. Nah, but it's cool though. It's cool that we sit here and have these convos because like I told somebody, I said, we gonna have some serious talks, but we also gonna have some fun. And that's the thing though, just having the right amount. That's all. But I feel like we probably need that more. And like I said, some people are gonna be for it, others ain't. Doesn't matter. Message still get out regardless. So
Yeah, you're right about that, Nate. Because you already know what me and your channel base is the same. You know what I'm saying? We talk about real life stuff that goes on, but yet it's stuff that need to be talked about. But yet we got like to have fun. We like to joke around. We can't take no joke. Ain't no use coming to our channel because we're gonna joke when we kid with each other. Ain't no use coming to our channel.
facts.
If you can't take the truth, you might well not come to our channel. So it is what it is.
Facts. Now I got some truths right now. Which one of y'all was over here blaming me for stuff that I wasn't supposed to get blamed for in here today? I took accountability. I take accountability for all the AI videos. But everything else, the madness is concerned, that's y'all fault. I told y'all not to trust me with nothing. Y'all didn't listen.
Hey, look here. They all agree with me. It was your fault.
That ain't my fault. See, and see, just for you co-signing that D truth, you know what? See, and now you got to get one of these too. Sit over here with that, man. Come over here with that. Don't come over here with that, man. Don't come over here.
But you know with me, you get it's all about fun and laughter about sisters at the same time. So you already know how it go. Me and you together. Shit, we had look. We can talk a long time. We can have a 7-hour live with me and you up here. But we don't want to have no 7-hour live because you know why? Because people want to be ready to go. Got to go bathroom, get something to eat, get something to drink. It's a weekend, and someone want to go out there and party.
Facts. Nah, but it don't matter if the live is an hour, 2 hours, See, we ain't going in, bless you. We ain't going in crazy like how we used to, bless you. We ain't going in like how we used to, cause shit. Like I said, you have these combos the way you're supposed to have them, and like I said, life is always busy. So, but even when you do have these combos, it's because the combos could get deep like that. There's some scenarios where you're gonna open up that rabbit hole, and then everybody gonna have something to bring in. Don't be laughing. Hold on. Who over here laughing and encouraging the damn madness? Hold this.
What they talking about? They ain't talking about none. What they talking about? They ain't talking about none. What they talking about? They ain't talking about none. What they talking about? They talking about none.
What y'all doing over here? What y'all doing over here? Damn it! After DD and Sticks laughing, and what's going on over here? Serious, what you laughing at? What y'all done concocted up in the chat while I was gone? What happened? Nah, but that's the main thing, though. Like when it comes to the combos, we gonna always chop it up. We gonna always have these discussions, and like I told somebody, the panel link will always be dropped in case anybody chiming in. But I know sometimes people ain't gonna be able to chime in, and some won't because some of these subjects is sensitive. So I can understand all of that.
Yeah, I can understand it too. But guess what? The sensitive or not sensitive, guess what? I'm gonna hit them in a way, and hey, some people gonna be able to take it, some people not. Bottom line.
Right. But
Because
you can only deal with those. Nah, you can only deal with those who can deal with it. So you know how that is.
Because when I do a live, it's what's on my heart to go and talk about, and what I see, and what I and take the news portion of it, and take what I see from the news portion of it, and what I see from reality, and I bring it to you. I read what the news say. I give my opinion, and we take it from there. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, the kids these days, and from what we grew up, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how we can get their attention for turning away from the stuff they doing, but we got to. We're sooner or later we're gonna have to show them. We're gonna have to show them the way.
Yeah, I mean, we will. I mean, at some point, like I said, most of them you only gonna be able to reach them through social media. But the ones that you could reach out just in the regular day to day, just give them the simple, give them the simple ingredients that they know they're gonna need, and then that's it. Some are gonna make their decisions, and they gonna be stern in the decision they make, but others are gonna probably bear down and listen. Like, you know what? Once they realize it's not working for them the way they want to, like, you know what? They was right. Let me try to do this, or let me try to see if I could use it as a blueprint to get to my success. Oh, wait a minute. Since nobody wanted to open their mouth and say nothing, wait a minute. Since nobody wanted to say what they was talking about, wait. New drop.
With the Heliante, with the Helion, with the Heliberry, with the Helibird.
Yeah, new drop. Don't worry, I'm gonna be looking for a lot of y'all. When y'all see that look, just know I'm somewhere in the streets looking at you. Don't worry, I'm in the streets looking at you. Anybody else got something to say? Matter of fact, here, take this.
Some things don't work, and that's the way love goes. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. It's over now, what time will tell.
Yes, Grandpa Cleophas was in here. Yes. I know when y'all see that baby walking around and riding around these streets, I'm watching y'all asses, man. I'm watching you. One more.
With the Heliante, with the Helion, with the Heliberry, with the Helibird.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody's favorite nephew shit. No doubt, Sticks. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, my guy.
Yeah, that nephew need to bring back my damn wallet.
That's not the one that stole your wallet, though. See, that's just the one that be watching everybody. The
Yeah.
one that steal the one that steal everything. Wait, where he at? Where he at? Where he at? This the one that steal everything. There you go. That's the one that steal everything.
Yeah,
Don't.
I'm still. I'm still blaming on him because he watching. He ain't told on it. He ain't told me where that yet. So I'm still. Hey, he accessory after the fact.
Nah, this one is the accessory. That's the accessory because the minute he get what he get, they all start celebrating. I know. I know. Don't be encouraging the madness. Serious. I see you up in here laughing. Dee, don't laugh. Don't worry. We gonna find you. Matter of fact, I knew she was gonna do something to you. It's people that be encouraging the wrong type of madness. See, now Dee, now you gotta get one of these. There you go. There you go. I feel happy now. I feel happy now.
But I just had to come over there and chop it up with you. Since we ain't chopped it up for a while, I know you've been doing your thing in real life. I've been doing my thing in real life. You know how it go. So I had to come and chop it up for you a little bit.
Facts, bro. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, man. I caught one or two of your recent ones. I think I came in kind of late though. Once I hear music, I be thinking shit over. I be like, okay, that damn it, so I gotta catch a replay. But yeah, we this shit that we always gonna keep doing, man. It shows a president to people. That's it. It shows president that look, you can sit here, come together, even if it ain't every day. When you come together and bring something good to the people, you're bringing the best quality you can bring.
Yeah, well, the thing about it, we keep it real. Real life stuff, we keep it real. Keep it real. Hey, we don't care who feel if we hurt, who don't like it, we keep it real. Cause if we can't keep it real, I don't think back in the day our grandparents, our great grandparents, and our ancestors had really was not a sign of people faithful, but each other word. You can't keep each other word. You can't keep your word. Guess what?
Yeah.
It ain't worth nothing.
Facts.
See you later, chat. I might go live later, but I don't know yet. But just watch out for it. I might go live later tonight, but I don't know yet. So peace, love y'all. Hey, y'all keep Nate out of control over here.
They try, but they can't, and they can't because we always end up doing something like this.
I'm gonna leave on that note.
You already know, bro. I'll be looking out for the live. Definitely. Shout out to D True for popping in. I ain't finished with y'all yet. Hold on, I ain't finished with y'all yet. We have not finished yet. We still got some time. The madness has begun again. See y'all here getting it. Switch it up, blue jeans. See you out here, Nita, baby. Hey, see you serious, baby. See you, Nita, baby. Hey. Told y'all not to encourage my madness, and you did it anyway. But before I encourage any more madness, 1, 2 step in the box, get coffee. Y'all try to get rid of me, man. They tried to get rid of me, son. Damn, get jiggy. Why should y'all try to get rid of me, jiggy? I'm back. Like what? Remix. See, y'all in here encouraging all the damn madness, all the madness. It's all right now. side of the same chicken, same biscuits, the same fries, same 3-piece your mama getting from Popeyes. Don't encourage my madness, y'all. Come and go, your mama was a. I got it.
No more. I don't know. I can say it. So I go. Do you really want me or just I know that she's scared that I might just find another. Trying to find a skin from the skin that we can play it. Find another player. I'm losing it all. You did me bad. I've had enough. You
See how you getting it. See you, Didi, baby. See you, serious, baby. Hey.
how can we be friends when we waste this fuck? Yeah, I'm tired of the same stuff, it's the same games, the same lies, the same trick that you're playing. Think I'm on red lights. The same I come again, I waste my damn time. I said we better as friends, she thinks she all mine.
I need her. But I need her.
She know that I'm say it, so I've seen it all. Baby, yes, I've seen it all. You held me down, and now I think I'm just standing out. Falling in, loving it, I fell out of love. And tell me, girl, what are we if I'm tired at? Same stuff, it's the same games, the same lies, the same trick that you're playing. Think I'm on red lights. The same I come again, I waste my damn time. I said we better as friends, she thinks she all mine. When we go,
Remix. Oh, well, I got a couple songs left for y'all, and I gotta get up out of here, but appreciate y'all for rocking out, though. And appreciate everybody that tuned in for the conversation. I'm gonna bring that back up most likely tomorrow night, though, definitely. So hit the spot, nigga. Hit it one more time. Hit it one more time. My Southside Brooklyn nigga, where is that? Let's see you, Anita, baby. Hey.
it ain't going on my word, I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to get it back. Rolling in the lobby, we do it silly. Why they don't play with me, cause I'm really catching bricks. Oh, the family in my head, I got it turning on. But the deep work, got some head playing. I'm my baby mama's tripping, thinking they want me to get it. They all thought I was tripping, but I said it's just a trick. I just know they have to crash, and they know they get it. And I see we doing live. First class, geeking out some lies, they wanna chill up. I know some niggas playing red, doing fill up. You know they talk to me, these niggas try to talk. Fill up, talk to the trenches, and they say like, damn, I throw my son up, we back. And niggas been but they can't handle it. Tried to grab my leg through the day. They say they family, but they don't understand my pain. Told them go ahead, sit back, just don't get involved. And they know they got it, seven, they gon' fit in them. 23 and 1, no visits, get a call.
I see you, serious, baby. Hey.
And that gun I got, that shit don't even come in stocks. And that nigga I call my plug, his shit don't come in rocks. And I heard my ex bitch out here, man, I heard she full of cops. And you think he fuck with Craig the way he flipping cops.
See you, Didi, baby. Hey.
Ooh, ride around with your mask on. Ooh, ride around with your crowd out. Ooh, shout out niggas, you gon' rock
Ooh, I ride around with the Draco. Ooh, I ride around with my mask on. Ooh, I ride around with my Draco. Ooh, I ride around with my mask on.
Spin that block, spin it one more time. Look, they sit outside. Go back to back. Back to back. Spin it one more time.
I know that black nigga.
Spin it one more time.
Fuck them cops, nigga. Spin it one more time. Spat nigga. Hit it one more time. I'm a spat nigga.
It sound like you been there.
On the other side. Off the block. Drop, drop.
Bandit Gang Marco. You heard that name? Bandit Gang Marco? Hold up. You gotta be doing that. Spin it, blah. Let's spin it one more time.
One more time. Spin it, bro.
Hey.
Spin it one more time. Brother talk. It's an extra money.
Hey, do. Hey, do. Spin that up. I'm still trying to understand what he said. My bad, yo. Hey, how you need? Run no number down. Get you out of here.
I was for a month that I read that.
I had to go get a coffee. I don't need that.
Change for my niggas with that beef out. Give a bitch 10 G's when she leave out. Get the bullets from the stick, cut your sleeve out. Going straight for the eight, get your teeth out. Do a U-turn, hit them up and speed out. Ain't no need out, it's just something to read out.
Spin your block, nigga. Spin it one more time.
Hit the block.
Say it's man down.
Hit the top. Hit it one more time. Spin the block. Hit it one more time.
Remix.
Like it's my birthday, I just went and got me a new AK. Sent my dog up the road from J-Pay. I had two pretty hoes to trade away. Early work and I tell it to baby. Spend that money, she never gonna go away. I'm not a block, it's a doorway. I got rest in the wall in the doorway. So rich, I might have to go murder for her. Murder for her. Murder for her. You know that you're murder right her. Murder for her. Murder for her. Murder for her. You know that you're murder right her.
How about the band don't shoot? How about the shadows don't shoot? Don't encourage the madness, y'all. Got a couple songs left before I get up out of here. But before I do, I think I owed a couple of requests, so hold on.
I'm on the stage right now. Singing your favorite song. In the crowd, you know what it be from that day. someone to get right off your feet. You wanna ride in the rain, you wanna go out on dates, you want somebody to come bring you flowers. Someone to talk for hours, wash your back while y'all sit in the shower. Someone to tell you you're beautiful, someone to tell you you mean it, someone to tell you I love you every day. And nobody reason. You want someone to bring you peace, someone to help you sleep, someone to pick you up when you're feeling down, feeling lonely. Somebody who can make it better. Somebody who can open up those gates, open up those gates. Yeah, I'm on the stage right now. Sing me your favorite song. Put up in the crowd, you know what it be from as they sing along. I say, you look good out on makeup. No lashes, even better when you wake up. I see the look on your face. I see it looking for peace. I see it tired of the hurt, tired of the pain, tired of the nights when you can't get no sleep. I see it tired of the see it tired of the see it tired of being so tired. You damn sure ain't getting even. Somebody who can make it better. Somebody who can open up those gates. Open up those gates. I'm on the stage right now, singing your favorite song. Look in the crowd, you know what it be fun as they sing along. I say, you look good out on makeup, no lashes, even better when you wake up.
Remix. I got two more left for y'all, and I gotta get up out of here. But again, appreciate everybody that rocked out. Appreciate those that was in the shadows watching. Those that's coming in late. Y'all already know y'all can catch this replay. And again, I hope everybody have a safe and blessed holiday weekend. Y'all enjoy yourselves as always. We in here, man. Appreciate you, serious baby. See how every day getting it, man.
feels amazing. Go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody that you shower, I know you break your baby. Everything you do is amazing. Ain't nobody go crazy. I got what you need. Everybody that you shower, I know you break your baby.
For all the birthdays up in here, I ain't forget about y'all. Give y'all birthday song for real. We in here though.
Sitting here on your birthday, didn't even know your first name. See your cup's going empty. Can I fill you up tonight? Sitting here on your birthday, but it seems like the worst day. Let me make you feel okay. Can I take you home tonight? I don't know your plans. I don't know where you're going. All that I love is I like the way you and do your little hands, you know what it is. I love it when you dance. Come on, show me dance. Do your little hands, you know what it is. I love it when you dance. The minute I smile, you know what I'm right into your eyes. I'm smart, can you tell me why? Always in the corner, it's alright. Let me take you there, I'll be your friend. I don't know your plans, I don't know where you're going. All that I know is I like the way you and do your little dance. You know where dance. I love it when you dance. Come show me do your little dance. You know where dance. I like it when you dance. Do your little dance. You know where dance. I love it when you dance. Come show me.
See y'all here getting it. Hey. Yeah, I got two more for y'all. Two more for y'all, and I'm up out of here. I got one more for y'all afterwards. And one more. I got an attitude. See y'all here getting it though. Hey.
She accepts too, I'm accepts too, it's compatible. She was told practice how to cut her got a battle. I ain't chicken to the envy from my brother, I ain't mad at you. Fuck it, in the case we ain't even make it to the master roll. Met her in the trenches, she sucking different and she tattooed. And she in the greatest way, the bitch is different and she dancing too. Yo, my body different when I'm over here, I'm a hero. And my body different, I'm a hero, not just like I'm a animal. I'm an animal, I can't do too, I'm gonna eat that pussy like an animal. For sure. I'm a fucking sad, but I'm only talking to animal.
For sure.
That pussy be purple white when you win it, it's like it's grabbing you. For sure. Gotta show what I had to do, For sure. She got an attitude when she said things like she mad at you. For sure. I'm gonna try to go back. I'm just like you, this beat cash off from YouTube. Yeah, that's it. Magic. I just be from cash, not from YouTube. So like 88, niggas want some ratting from ain't just started 88, fucking niggas saying you don't fucking lose. Put that pussy in my face, put that pussy drink, extra rotten do. If I hear me, I'm a loot. If I'm something new, if I'm loose. Big girl, my like yo, big girl, my like yo, big girl, my like yo. If I need to hit you up, just take it back, I can try to lose. Baby, I'm singing drinks, but I'm the state sign.
I see you, Anita, baby. I see you, Didi, baby. I see you, serious, baby. Hey, for sure. For sure.
She fucking there, fucking fools. For sure. So, I never know you. For sure. We met the Ritz Carlton at the W. Sure. I like the honey and Henny. I'm trying to have fun with you. For sure. Attitude, but you better sex on attitude. Same attitude, what I attitude to be happy though. I'm in that episode, top 5 cents in that episode. In that ass fat, so you eat your rice in the capsule. She ain't savage too, I'm a savage too, it's compatible. She was told practice how to cut her off, got her bad fool. I ain't sticking to the end, if I'm a brother, I ain't mad at you. Fucking in the kitchen, we ain't even make her tell her mess room. Let me in the truth, she something different than she got it too.
This is the part of the song where it sounds like Spike brain is rewinding for a minute. Remix.
You say that you need me, but I don't feel needed at all. Girl, I've been through your hardest, and you broke me regardless. Catch me before I fall down. Girl, I've been through everything. Cause I can change your life. I can give you everything you want. So keep me in your mind, girl. Everything is mine. To do everything. Trust
Got the last song of the night, y'all. Last song of the night.
my problem. That's just my problem. My problem. That's just my problem. Accept it. Bitches talking shit is my problem. Bitches talking shit. Bitches talking shit is my problem. My problem. That's 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 why I cannot confide in you. Looking within the sanctuary of my solitude. I thought that you was passionate in love with you. Love with you. Make a choice in love with you. Yeah. Problem. Yes. My problem. My problem. My problem. Yes. My problem. When you're talking shit, it goes up and down, round and round. My problem. When it comes around, it comes.
See you right, serious, baby. Hey. But I definitely appreciate everybody that rocked out this afternoon / evening. Again, hopefully y'all enjoy the rest of your evenings, and hopefully you have a safe, happy Memorial Day weekend. Enjoy every moment. Keep creating memories. Y'all know what it is. Most importantly, more than anything, like I said, just safety more than anything. So appreciate everybody. Gotta get my ass up out of here though. But I could possibly be back tomorrow night with the conversation. If not, I'll be back early Monday before anything. Those that might have just been tuning in, y'all could catch this replay. And again, shout out to D True for popping in on the bro. Again, hopefully y'all enjoy the rest of the evenings, and I'll see some of y'all running around. Appreciate everybody that's been a part of the build, still becoming a part of the build. Yeah, we still got great conversations and content coming. So, and we will be revisiting some things because it's necessary. But let me get my ass up out of here. For those that might have been new to the channel, y'all already know. Y'all make sure y'all share the live out, especially if something resonated with you. But I'm gonna leave y'all out. I'm gonna leave y'all out with the proper song of the night. It might be an old school jump off. Let's see what my list tells me. It tells me it's needed right now. So yeah, I'm gonna leave y'all with the throwback of the night. Throwbacks.
Bad boy, baby. This is the remix number one. Just wait. Yo, baby, let me set this one up. Baby, what's your name? Take bitch tunes and I love the friends. Let it move your man. Bounce like that, girl, do your thing. Nobody is turning. Don't stop, keep turning. Let me take you up. Yeah, on fire, let me wet you up. I'ma hold you on. Love you, use it all. Girl, take the poses off. Keep dancing. Nigga, I stop dancing. Come on, stop them dancing. Don't hold it back. Don't let me get a hold of that. Let's hold it back. Man, that's the best. That girl is hot to death. Come on.
You already know, serious baby. You know how we do it.
How much you need to
See y'all here getting it. Hey.
I'm on fire. You got me in this position. My heart's not in the condition. So baby, bring back me. Come and rescue me. People talking, will you how much I mean?
Just want to skip work on time when you clock and I can hold you down. You're on fire, I'm gonna hold you down. So keep up, don't run around. Yeah, she just blames me, ain't that amazing? She claims that she don't know the town, but she feeling the kid. Don't care how we fuck, just wanna float in the pound, into the trail. We can dance, dance, dance. All night in the dark, you like that? Yeah, on the right track, yeah. I want you to fight that, mom, right back. When the joke is not, it just plays the free back when it's drop.
Appreciate y'all for rocking out, though. Be back for the convo tomorrow, Monday, definitely. And don't worry, I'm gonna be looking for somebody in the barbecue. Don't worry, I'm looking for somebody at the barbecue table.
Baby, come and take me there. Baby,
Appreciate you, serious baby. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shouts to the replay gang. Shouts to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is give you real. That's all I'm going to do is give you real topics and real bills. And I'm also give you some good vibes when you need it. Appreciate all of y'all. I definitely see y'all, definitely. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Now, wait, I can't let y'all go out like that. I can't. I'm sorry. I got 2 more things for y'all. I'm about to say, and somebody has to take accountability for these. So, Sirius, take accountability for baby Cleophas.
What the hell, Auntie? What the hell, on? What the hell, Berry? What the hell, Berry?
DD, take responsibility for this one.
some things don't work, and that's the way love goes. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it. It's over now, what time will tell.
But y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.